Okay, my loudspeaker is off. Of course, from the black side, I forgot to say this always. I had the white pieces before. I expected him to play that. Actually, the time doesn't run down yet. His time, maybe that's a glitch. I expect him to play bishops f2, f4 with the second move. And whatever he plays, I want to surprise him.
Here we go.
Bishop f4. Now, the standard moves might be knight f6, what he played against me, or e6, but I play c5, which, as I mentioned earlier...
Yeah, it's essentially the same, just a slightly different move order. I think I play this in exactly the same way.
e3, yes, very normal development, knight c6. c3, standard setup of the London system. Now queen b6.
All right, now what he's done there is actually a slight mistake. I can play queen b3 here and be absolutely fine. Now, there is a tactic where he plays c4. I drop back my queen back to c2, and then he plays bishop to f5. And then he might think that I can't take that bishop because he can take on b2, but then I've actually got checkmate.
It's not so usual.
I haven't got checkmate. I can take his pawn on d5, I think, and then I'm okay. So yeah, this just works, I think.
e3, yes. Probably he knows that I will not take now. I play c4. And there is a very nice trick of white, tricking me into bishop f5. And then somehow I might lose my queen or be mated. But I prepared a little with this move e5, which...
Hey, now this is interesting. Actually, I haven't seen this before. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be good for white, so let me just try and work out why.
Which I hope he does. Then comes bishop.
What is stopping me just taking that pawn? So is he then going to follow it up with bishop f5? I haven't seen that before. If he has, then I can probably just drop back my queen to c1 and just claim I'm a pawn up. Yeah, I think I'll take that with my pawn.
Yeah, he takes. Sorry, I did the talking while Adam was probably talking previously. Bishop f5 without e5 is a big mistake. But e5 now, bishop f5 is possible. At least that's what I hope I remember.
Very interesting. So what happens if I take that? Queen takes b2. And then what if I play... Okay, so queen b2 threatens queen c1 check. Have I got something like e5 threatening check on f7? Ooh, it does look very tasty, that bishop. Okay, queen takes bishop, queen takes b2, e6. Queen takes c3 check, king e2. No, that wouldn't be, yeah. I think I'm going to play it safe actually and just drop my queen back to c1 here.
c1, yes. Queen f5 took him a long time to calculate. Would have been a mistake now, because then I could have taken well on b2 with my queen. Now this is how far my preparation went, I can play g5 and push his bishop back. If he takes on g5, I can take on e5, and it's a very different opening, London system opening than what White had expected, probably. And after bishop g3, I might think of, well, maybe h5 or whatever.
Okay, so he's gonna launch his pawns down this king side now. It's a very, very aggressive way of playing the London system. If I take that pawn, he takes with a knight on e5. Can I allow that? I think he must have prepared this. This is a very, very interesting way of playing the London system. If I just drop back to g3, he's going to play h5. I'm going to get very, very tight for space. But then his king is exposed. Yeah, I think I probably need to drop. No, I'm running low on time here. I'm just gonna take it.
He takes on g5, yeah, so I can take on e5 and have a very nice square on d3 for either bishop or knight.
Okay, now can I just develop sort of normally? Let's bring this b1 knight out first, I think. Wait. What's going on if he plays knight d3? That doesn't look fun, does it? But we'll play the bishop in there first, presumably. Maybe I can just ignore it. Okay.
Knight d2 doesn't threaten anything, not e4, so I can put my bishop on the long diagonal, g7. So if he wants to liberate himself with b3, usually then my bishop has a very nice long diagonal. And I think he's running very short on time already. So I really surprised him in this opening. I think that's the best square for me to go. I don't have to put any piece yet on d3. It always has time. Or would it be that now the time knight d3 has to take, then bishop d3, preventing, no, I can do this next move as well.
Okay, so he's maintaining the threats of bishop d3. I think I can just develop normally.
So now I have to make a decision. Bishop d3, no, knight d3 he takes, I take with the bishop, then he needs a few moves to push my bishop away. He has a very nice square on d3. I might then queen g6, queen to the king side, so I like my position.
Take obviously.
Should I take with the pawn? No, bishop.
Now I really need to somehow dislodge this bishop, otherwise it's going to be a massive thorn in my side. How do I do that? Maybe I don't. Maybe I just play something like push the f pawn and castle like that. Let's start off with this.
Of course, the bishop goes to d4. I can't push this ever away. I can exchange it, but not pushing away. It's a very strong square. But where does it go from there? f5 might be, no. It's really going nowhere. Of course, now queen g6 is not possible because of knight b5. That would be a little annoying. Would it? Maybe not even. Maybe not yet. I could say a6, queen g6. Queen g6 is always an one of the next moves to come. Even after Queen G6, Knight B5, I might just do King D7. Why not? And then really he has troubles on the king side. I do that.
Interesting, okay. That's annoying, very annoying. I really can't lose that pawn. Really can't lose that pawn. I'm gonna have to. It's just not looking good now. Not looking good one single bit. Oh dear. Oh no, now I'm losing.
Defending G2 instead of moving the bishop. Well, I can just take the bishop. I think now it's really game over.
This is extremely bad now. I just got to try and create something.
Well, once. Do I have to mind if he takes? I take again. I don't mind. I just take on H4. I can even then go on to take on G3.
Goodness.
Knight F3, nice idea. I could play Bishop E4 to pin the knight, but I might just take on G3. And if he takes on H8, it's defended, and I can even take on F2 with check, or just play G2. Well, G2 doesn't help immediately. Oh, just take back. He won't take on G3. I take, well, he threatens knight E5. Is there a threat? Not really.
Worse for me, to be honest.
Okay, I think I better take, because then I'm threatening to play G2 or to take on F2. All is possible. Okay, counterattack. That's his only chance to harm me somehow. Well, of course, he can castle long. That's possible. So should I now take on B3 and then go to the C file? Or take on D4, knight E7, all is possible. Knight E7, or check. I check on F2, then it's rook G1 is possible. I go E4, he takes C4, I take F3.
I only hope now Arthur gets to win on time. Let's go there.
Yes, he has to do something with his queen in the central spot. So I can play G2. Oh! Oop! Oop! Yes!
Sorry about that, Christof.
I saw running, my time was also running down. I didn't see that. That's always the danger when you have too many nice options what to play.
Yeah.
I had so many taking on D4, taking on F3, playing G2. Well,
I probably should have resigned a long time ago, to be honest. But
yes, I agree. But as a fact, you should never resign. Huh?